Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a very soft, glowy glam look with these gorgeous green lids. Really been enjoying this look and I wanted to share it with you guys. Hope you enjoy it. Make sure you subscribed if you haven't already. Also, my next foundation guide will be out soon. So again, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's look. Okay, to get started, I do already have all my skincare on. I'm going to start with That's very bright. Can you even see that? This is the Physicians Formula Organic Mineral Primer with Cactus Flower. Haven't tried this out yet, so I thought I would give it a go. I did review some of the other items in a video. I'll link it below if you guys haven't seen that. It does just look like a lotion. Feels very thick on my skin. Hello, sirens. It's not very easy to spread and it feels really thick on my screen. It feels really thick on my skin. Almost feels like an SPF, but like it's not an SPF. So I'm not a huge fan of the texture. It does feel a little smooth, which that's good. This has aloe, jojoba, and cactus flower. So yeah, we'll see how it performs with foundation and longevity and all that. Foundation today, I'm going to use the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation in SF2. I actually haven't used this in quite a while because it's almost empty and I've been using my Pacifica foundation. So I thought I would whip this bad boy out. I just have a couple of pumps there on my hand. I haven't used this in a long time, but I do love it. I'm just gonna blend this out with my sponge, per usual. I think this finish is beautiful for fall and winter if you have drier skin. If you don't set this, it's just such a beautiful, hydrating feel on the skin. For me in the summer, this did get a little bit oily and wear off quicker, but now I just really love how it sits on the skin. Alright, since my lips are feeling extra dry today, I'm going to go in with the OG Sculpted Lip Oils. I've been obsessed with these. This is just the clear treatment one. I do have a discount code with them now. I'll put it in the description if you guys want some money off, but love this. I've also been loving another shade I'm going to mention later on in the video. Let's just move on to concealer. I'm going to take the Cover FX Power Play. This is like all I've been using lately. It's just a really nice concealer. Works for me. It doesn't crease. And the shade is good. Then just blending it in with the same sponge I use for my foundation. I always like to take concealer over my eyelids as well. I think it just helps to even them out and prep for eyeshadow. Next, before I set anything, I'm going to go in with my blush because I'm not sure how these work over powder. It's the Ilia Multi-Stick in the shade Ladybird, which is this really gorgeous sort of more nude pink. And what I'm gonna do is I like to put some on the back of my hand, and then I've been loving this for cream blush or liquid blush. It's the Luxie 512 Small Contouring. And I just like to tap it to get it evenly on my brush and then dab it on my cheeks. I feel like this way you just get much more of an even finish. And it doesn't pick up on other products as easily. Oh, it's actually really pigmented. To soften it up, I'm going with the sponge again, since it was a little more pigmented than I expected. I haven't really played around with these a ton, but what is going on out there? Constant sirens. Okay. Yep. Got it. Okay, I think they finally stopped. For my under eyes, I just went ahead and set with this Honest Beauty. This is called their Invisible Blurring Loose Powder. This is really nice and mattifying. If you have oily skin, I would recommend this. If you have dry skin, not so much. Can be a little drying, but I love it for areas that get really oily. So around my nose and like my forehead always gets oily, so that one's amazing for that. And the rest of my face, I'm gonna go in with the Well People Bio-Based Baked Brightener. I like this for the rest of my face because it has a little bit of a sheen to it, so it just looks more natural than a super matte powder. So I just do this around the perimeters of my face mostly. Well People's at Ulta now. That's fun. So that is that. And then I think I'm going to use a powder foundation just for more coverage. I usually do that with the Ilia foundation anyway, if I want a more medium to full coverage. So today I'm going to use the Zuzu Luxe, what is this called? Their Dual Powder Foundation in D17. Haven't used this in a while either. And then with powder foundation, I like to tap it on my skin. We're definitely going to have to put more blush on, but that's okay. Okay, I'm back after a while. There's a fire, so that explains all of the fire trucks. Hopefully you guys can't hear the helicopter that I hear right now. But anyway, we're gonna move on. I already did the powder foundation. I already showed you guys that though. And for our bronzer today, I'm going to use the Honest Beauty Dusk Reflection Luminizing Glow Powder. I've been really enjoying this as my bronzer. Nice and soft, has a little bit of glow to it as well. And I'm just going to use this stipple brush from Eco Tools. And there's some more sirens. I have the bronzer on and I want to contour a little bit today. This is from La Belladonna. Clean Color Passatano. Don't know how to say that. But it's just their clean color palette. Really cool toned contour shade here, so you have to be very careful with it. Blush, this is sort of like a bronzer, and then I actually really like these two highlight shades, and then this is just like a matte powder. For contour, I'm going to use the contouring brush from Real Techniques. If you guys want a video on my favorite brushes, definitely let me know. I've been thinking of doing that since I've just discovered a lot that I really like lately. Just taking a little bit of this, tapping it off, and just buffing it in. I do some on my jawline too. I'm going to take the slightest bit of the shade as well on my nose. I'm going to pinch my contour brush and just really do a very light hand into a nose contour. Then just blending it out in circular motions to soften it up. And then for my blush, I really wanted to use this Physicians Formula Organic Wear Dewy Blush. I have another shade here, different from the one I used in my original video. This one is called Apricot Glow, which is almost like a true orange, but I love orange blushes. You guys probably know that already, especially with warm eyeshadow. I think it just looks so pretty. That's a shade on my hand, and you literally need the smallest amount of this. And definitely shake it up before you use it. I'm doing the same technique of just brushing it on my hand before I actually apply it. Just dabbing it on more towards the backs of my cheeks and not so much the apples. I just like that effect a little bit better than straight on the apples of my cheeks. See, isn't that so pretty? I just love the tone of this. It definitely leaves a very dewy fresh finish on your skin. So doing a cream highlight today with the Iri Perez Vanilla Highlighter in the shade Falling Star. Just gonna use my finger for this. With my ring finger, I'm just tapping this on. I really like using cream highlight when I use cream blush because it just blends in really nicely and doesn't really stick to it. I think it just leaves you with a really seamless finish. And I'm just taking the tiniest bit. I'm gonna dab it on the very tip of my nose and a little bit on the cupid's bow with whatever's left. Now just to set everything and really just lock it into place, I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Organic Wear Nutrient Mist Facial Spray. This is a toner, but I'm going to use it as a makeup mist. If you guys want a review of the Mineral Wear, oh, it's not Mineral Wear, their Organic Wear skincare line, let me know because I do have some products to try out. If you wanted a full review on these because they are more affordable, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'm just going to shake this and mist a pretty good amount on my face. While that's sinking in, I do have another Physicians Formula product here to try out from the Organic Wear line that I didn't try in the original video. It's the Brow Shaping Gel. I have the shade Soft Taupe. This has a super tiny little brush on it, which really grabs the brow hairs. And even though it's small, it does pick up a lot of products, so be careful with that. One thing I notice, it's small but mighty. And then I'm just gonna go and set my brow hairs in place. I do like a tinted gel. I think it adds a little bit more definition to the brows. And I think this little applicator is nice because you can really get in to those front brow hairs and then lift them up. I did get a little bit of transfer above my eyebrow, which is the thing with the tinted gel. It can sort of transfer if you push it onto the skin above your eyebrow. But I'm gonna wait until that dries to clean it up. We're gonna go ahead and move on to our eyes though. We zoom you in a little bit more and we'll get working on this eyeshadow look. I can't wait to share with you guys. I've been obsessed with it. So let's get into the eye look now. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to dip into the Ilia Warm Palette. I'm gonna use this shade right here, which is called Unite. It's just the matte, more orange shade. Definitely been getting a lot of use out of these. I'm gonna just start this in my crease. I just really love these tones year-round and especially for fall. They're just so pretty. And I really like the formula on these too. They're just really pigmented and smooth and blend out nicely. Some eyeshadows I have just have such trouble blending them, so these are really nice. I'm gonna do the same on the other eye. This is gonna be a bit messy at first because I'm really just setting a base for their darker colors to go. So if you're doing this at home, don't worry if it kind of looks bad at first. It will all come together in the end. Next, I'm taking a little bit of the matte brown, which is called Hunter, and putting this in the outer portion of my eye, sort of the outer half. A little bit on the lid as well, if you can see there. And when I'm blending a darker color like this, I kind of like to blend it downwards so it doesn't get too carried into the crease, but it still gets blended nicely. Because with the lid, you can always blank that out and do a shade, but if you bring it too much into the crease, it's a little bit harder to get rid of that.
National coverage of a massive fire. I think I'm going to be a news reporter now. It's pretty thrilling. Okay, have fun.
Are you actually going to be a news anchor?
Are you actually like live right now?
It's not live, but...
Please don't put this in.
The eye look really isn't that complicated. It's just those two shades in the Ilia palette and then like a highlight shade in the lid shade. I like to keep it simple, really just let the lid pop. Don't want anything too complicated. So for the highlight shade, I'm going to take this light matte shade, which is called Infinity. This is the Ilia Cool Tone palette, by the way. I'm just gonna pop this on the brow bone. I'm not gonna do the inner corner yet. I wanna lay down the lid shade. Now I'm going back in with the same two shades I used in my crease, the orange one and the brown one, and just repeating that on my lower lash line, first with the lighter orange shade and then deepening it up with the dark brown. For the lid, I'm going to use something I've been obsessed with lately. These are from Bodyography. It's called their glitter pigments. Picked up one shade and was just so obsessed with it. It's what I wore on my lid in the Found Beauty video. You guys wanted to see tutorial on it and what I was wearing on my lids, and it was this. And then I picked up 3 more shades because they're just so stunning. I did do like a post on my Instagram and oops, wrong way. I did some swatches of them if you guys want to see the other shades I have. But the one I'm going to use today is called Prism, which is like this. It's a green, but it has just the prettiest, like, I think it's like a brown base and it has a green reflect in it. Just like the most gorgeous shade. I'm so obsessed with this. And these are really smooth. You don't get really any fallout with these because they're just so pressed down, which is nice. Definitely my favorite way to apply these is with my finger. And I'm just gonna tap this on. Like, isn't that so pretty? I just can't get enough. Really pigmented off the bat, but you can also build them up to be really reflective if you want that. But I just patted that all over my lid. These are so nice if you just want to amp up your eye look like really quickly. Like I said, this is super easy. It's really only 2 crease shades and then this on the lid. But it has just so much impact. To finish off the inner corner highlight, I'm taking actually this lighter highlight shade from the La Belladonna contour palette. Just popping that in the inner corner. Now I was going to do liner with this look, but I think I'm going to leave it just because I like the very smoky softness without sort of a liner to cut through it. But last up is going to be mascara. For mascara, I'm using the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. I've been really enjoying this. At first, I wasn't really in love with this mascara, but it's one of those mascaras, like, once it gets a little bit of air into it, it, like, thickens up and is, like, just such a beautiful formula. It's so amazing. It gives you such soft but full and long-looking lashes. Does not flake on me at all, which is just such a must in mascara. And I really like the brush too. So I'm going to do a couple coats of this and then we'll do the lips. Did actually end up using a little bit of liner in the waterline. I put the Victoria Beckham Satin Kajal Liner. This is the bronze shade. Like I said, a little bit in the waterline. I think it would be really pretty with these tones. So I do have a couple lip options I wanted to try on, see which one we're gonna go for. This first one I've been obsessed with. I usually don't wear colors like this, but for some reason this formula is just so nice. This is from OG. It's one of their tinted lip oils. This is in the shade Voila, which is just such a pretty, it's like a deep burgundy, but these are so sheer. They're just extremely wearable. I'm not usually comfortable wearing a super deep lip, but this just makes it so like light and wearable and more just like a wash up color. So I will try this one on again. And then also I just love a lip crayon more for the fall and winter because my lips just get really dry, and these are just, they're really comforting on the lips. So there's that shade. I think it actually looks really pretty with this look. As I was saying, it's deep, but it's just so sheer. It makes it look so just natural almost in a weird way. But the other shade I wanted to try on was the Physicians Formula. This is the Organic Wear Nourishing Lipstick in the shade Buttercup. Here's the shade, which has a little bit more of like a purple tint to it. It's actually very similar to that. Maybe I'll layer this on top. But this also has a really cool applicator. It's sort of straight on the top. Super pigmented. I think this shade is pretty too, but I almost like the other shade a little bit better with these tones. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe that off and apply this one again, and then that'll be about it for our look. Okay guys, here is the finished look. It has some very dramatic colors, but I also like the finished look because it's soft and very wearable. I feel like you can even wear this like in the daytime if you wanted. Definitely like to do some deeper colors in the fall, and I just love this green on the lid and the moisturizing lip. Just all the fall vibes are here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you're curious about any products, I will link them in the description below for you guys. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. And also my next foundation guide video will be out soon, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you in my next video.